Hey, my friend, so do you wonder when is the right time to build your well? When is the time to start thinking about a course platform? When is it time to start asking the bank for loans, right? When is it time to start thinking about the future? So we're going to answer that in a second, but first this.
So the real question is this: what are the strategies, techniques, and tools that you need to learn to generate residual income from the e-learning boom that's happening right now? My name is Jean-Serge Gagnon, and welcome to Course Income Secrets.
All right, so you might be wondering, what kind of weird questions are those? And actually, I'm just trying this out right now. I probably need to add some things to the background there, right? Maybe a couple of quotes or sayings or things like that. And I'm actually looking on my phone to see here if my live is there. It's not even showing up on my phone yet. But anyways, it doesn't matter. So I was listening to Russell Brunson again. Surprise, surprise. Expert Secret book. And of course, you can get that book at books.clickecourse.com. So just get your own copy of the book there for free. And hey, Scott, how's it going, Mr. McDonald and Candace? Candace, thank you so much for watching. Good morning to you too. So yeah, so when is it time, right? When is it time to start building a well? Well, obviously, you're not going to build a well when you're thirsty. So you got to build your well long before that. You got to have the water when you're thirsty, but you got to build it long before you're thirsty. Same thing with, say, if you're trying to build a business and you need some funding, right? I'm not saying that you need funding with it depends on what kind of business you have, but if you need the funding, yeah, it's kind of cool. I got this. This is like one of those folding panels to hide all the crap I have behind me there, Candace. So yeah, so you're gonna want to go to the bank and ask for loans and lines of credits and whatever else you need to build your business long before you're struggling and having trouble, using funds, right? So you need that ahead of time, because when you go to the bank and you're like struggling and you're almost bankrupt, they're not going to loan you anything, right? So you got to plan ahead. Same thing with learning a course platform. If you're going to eventually create a course, well, then you need to be looking at course platforms now. You can't be waiting till you're ready to create a course or till you're ready to actually sell a course. Maybe you've recorded things already. You can actually use what you've recorded already to put in a course. And there's different platforms. Of course, my platform is what I would love for you to try. So go ahead and try clickecourse.com. But that's the thing. So Russell Brunson talks about the Dream 100, and this is why he talks about building the well ahead, because he's talking about the Dream 100 is a list of the top 100 people in your industry, in your niche, that you can benefit from being, partners with, right? So he talks about reaching out and building a relationship with these people and figuring out who. Stop hating your job, yeah, or that's right. When is it that you're gonna, yeah, just keep your job if you're complaining, if or sorry, I'm not really sure what you mean, Candice, about that. Keep your full-time job. Stop hating. Yeah, I agree. People shouldn't be hating their job. I personally like my job. I don't know, most people don't like their jobs really, right? So change your job, right? But yeah, so the Dream 100, going back to that, so the Dream 100 is, you take your niche and say you're in health and welfare and wellness. Well, you look at who's making money online in health and wellness, right? Health and wellness. You look at that, you figure out who it is that's got big audiences, who it is that has got big lists, and who it is that you think would be great to get their audience, right? Who would be good for you to be partners with or be helping each other, right? So you build a list, and it's like when you talk, it could be and he suggests 10 in different sub niches, right? So 10 in, say, weight loss, 10 in health, 10 in online marketing, 10 in network marketing, 10 in, all in the same niche, right? In the same target market, same thing. Oh, yes, your job provides funding for it. Yes, yes, exactly. Keep your job to fund your business. That's definitely important. You shouldn't quit your job and try to go full time in your thing. That's a bad suggestion. I know some people have done it and some have succeeded, but most have not, right? So it's better to keep your job. So once you've got your Dream 100, your top 10 in 10 different sub niches of your niche, right? Then you start to build a relationship with them. So that could be getting on their list, you liking their page on Facebook, commenting on their stuff that they post on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, connecting with them, different on these things, getting on their list, buying their products, just being the good person you want your audience to be to you, right? So you be their customer, you be their top fan, right? You do the things that you want people to do for you later on, right? So you do that for them to become part of their radar, and eventually you have conversations. Maybe you exchange emails, maybe you exchange messages on Facebook, that kind of stuff, and you start to build a relationship. And then eventually you might bring them on to be, I don't know, an interview. You interview them on some Facebook Live, or you do some videos, or other things. There's different, depending on your niche, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. But that's kind of the goal, is to build a relationship, get closer and closer to them. Because obviously you can't ask them in the beginning, hey, can you promote my thing in your email list or on your Facebook page or whatever. You can't ask that at the beginning, right? So they gotta get to know you, but before they're gonna want to get to know you, they need to feel that you want to know them, right? That's kind of how it works, right? So once that all happens, then you can start to build, potentially grow your audience by being included in their audience. And that's one of the things. And of course, it has to be beneficial to them, which it would be if they had the same niche as you, right? So if they have the same niche as you, of course they're going to want to have your audience be part of their stuff, and they're going to be okay with their audience seeing your stuff, right? So that's kind of how it is, and that's your top 100. And you can't be trying to build your top 100 when you need it. You got to start right now. You start right now today. Start building your top 100 list. Put your list together, write down their names, and start, like I said, join their groups, join their Facebook pages, comment on their stuff, get on their list, get their freebies, buy some of their products. Do that. Start connecting, start networking, and later on, that 100 is like your well that you started building right now. That you're not thirsty right now, but once you have once your audience starts growing, once you start to have a traction, and you're ready to ask them, hey, can we partner? Is there anything we can do together? Well, you're going to have that audience, and by then they're going to be willing to listen to you because they've known you, they've seen you grow, right? And that's why it's important to build your well, to start your Dream 100 right now, today. All right, so I hope you're going to start your Dream 100 list right now, and I'd love to hear from you. What's your niche? What are the names that if you're struggling to find names, maybe I can help you find names. Just let's have a conversation. And hopefully, if you like this message, if you think anybody else needs to hear it, then please go ahead and share. I'd really appreciate it. They would too, I'm sure.
This has been Course Income Secrets, the entrepreneur's blueprint to generating income from the e-learning boom. Some of your friends need to hear this message, so don't forget to share. For more content like this, go to CourseIncomeSecrets.com and make sure to subscribe and follow us here. My name is Jean-Serge Gagnon. Until next time.